Good. So I have shared my screen. I have started the recording. So what we have seen so far, we started with core Java. We did some main program. We ran the program. Just a recap. We ran the program and we were able to receive input from the console, and using the input we passed to like some other class, like external class, not the main program itself. So we created an object of a class and we passed the value to that class. So we learned how to create a method, how to give attributes to a method, pass the input, how to give a return type of the method. So this we studied in the first week. Then the second week we started creating a web application, a website. So we installed the Tomcat. We created a dynamic web project in Eclipse. We created a servlets, web.xml, mapping the servlet to web.xml, and web.xml was the heart. We created some JSPs, and then we saw some like few lines in HTML, JavaScript, and CSS styling a web page. We went to Bootstrap. So I'm just covering the keywords so that even if you forget or you didn't get time to practice, you can recollect in just few seconds. So we went through Bootstrap. We took out the CSS code we placed, and we were able to create a beautiful page. We wrote JavaScript, one simple function, just to see how JavaScript works. And then I showed you how to look into the console, how to see what is the bytes that is transferred, how to see the method name, which is whether it is post call or get call through the Chrome. So all these we saw, and we converted the servlet program into Spring Boot application. So when we run the main program just like a Java application, the embedded Tomcat got started, and it was serving the listening to a port. And few networking concepts which we studied: what is port, what is a server address, what is a protocol, how the request is transferred to the port and how it reaches. Then from there it goes to the Tomcat. Tomcat redirects to the corresponding servlet. From servlet it comes back. So far we have seen the story till here. Any questions you wanted to ask before we proceed? You can ask now.
I'm good on my end, Alex.
Okay. So anyone else? Okay. So I'll assume like no questions for now. Since being Friday, same like the previous Friday, let's put a pause on the Spring Boot and all those Java. Let's do something fresh before we enter into the weekend. So again, we can continue from Monday, the rest of the topic.
Yeah, it really sounds good.
Yeah.
The overall picture for the next week.
Yes. So that before you go into a weekend, right? I don't want to like talk about the same thing and leave it. So we'll have something new. So at least when you enter into a weekend, we would have touched something from the next week. So we will
And one more thing, Rajesh, just I saw in the documentation that SQL is there, and you are going to tell that SQL too.
No. SQL
Okay.
I'll not tell today.
No, just I'm asking in the
why?
section in the course that 60 hours class.
Yes, I'll cover SQL.
Okay. Because
my plan is to cover almost everything at high level to the maximum extent I can, because I want to give you knowledge on everything whatever is there, so that you'll understand.
Yeah, because to be honest, in the current days, everything is coming in some point of time, and we have to use a little bit.
Yes. Actually, the term which nowadays which is getting popular is full stack developer, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not for that like terminology, because we were already a full stack developer. I didn't know when that got diverted and when people were called as specialized. Myself, if you see, from the day one I was a full stack. What is a full stack developer? Who works in everything, right, end to end, correct? Or
I'm
is
not
there?
sure, Rajesh.
Yeah, from my yeah, tell me.
I thought full stack developer who knows the back end part and the front end part.
That's what everything, like
Okay.
who can get the requirement, who works on design, who works on Java coding, who works on the database deployment, uh, server related, everything is called the full stack developer. And I see the resume or the requirements, that is what they mention. But that's what we were been doing for a long time. I didn't know when it was split and there was only one database guy. So the way I grew up was I knew I had to work and I knew everything end to end in a project. That is how. So the way I am envisioning this training for the rest of the week is, to be honest, taking in detail Java, advanced Java, let's say servlet, Spring, MVC, Boot, and Angular database. It is a dream to cover in 60 hours. That is, reality wise, it's not at all possible. Angular itself will take 40 hours.
But I am heartfully thank you, Rajesh, because you are covering almost the topics. Usually it has to be like 1 hour, but we're taking some days like 1.5, some days like 2 hours. I am heartfully thank you.
You're welcome.
Because
Thank you.
you understand our pain and just you are just sharing your knowledge.
Yes, yes, yes. That is why I don't want to just go deep into everything on one single topic and finish it. Because as a developers or as an IT person, you should know everything. As I said again, Google is there for you. I cannot replace Google. Google will give you all syntax. I'm not here to teach you syntax. So as much as possible, I'll give you the entire picture of what is there in the IT industry. Whatever I can to in that 60 hours, I'll give you the picture. So like core Java, I gave you. Now you have an idea of what is a website, the advanced Java. Now I also gave you an HTML, JS, and JavaScript and CSS. We are going to cover database. Only thing is, I need to have some local database installed. So I'm not ready for that. That's the only reason I didn't cover database today. So I thought I'll take something very light today. But I have to arrange for a database. I have to look if there is something in the web as free version. I'll get that ready, not an issue. Otherwise, I have an HSQL, so not a thing. It's a light-based database. I'll get that ready. For today, um, we'll see how to create a basic Angular app. The framework which we saw yesterday, will quickly go through and I'll give you a overall on what it is. So let's go to angular.io. By the way, I am taking I mean, next week or so, I'll be taking a separate session on Angular. I mean, not here, but I've been taking other trainings, right? So there is something which I've been circulating in my FB profile and my training part. Angular itself will take like 40 hours. So if we're going to cover basic Java and advanced Java, that itself will take 40 hours. There's so much into it. But we will not use everything. That is the reason whatever is needed for you, first I'll cover that. If time permits, then I'll go back and fill the pieces so that
Yeah,
you
but
understand.
to be honest, Rajesh, just I got a little bit overview where we are using the HTML, JSP, and JavaScript, and just because I can search in the Google now. I can search in the Google just hey, this is the one, this is the one, yeah, this is the one.
Right.
Because if I didn't have that clear picture in my mind, I can't because
Correct,
where
correct.
to
Yes.
use. Yeah,
Yes.
you told that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three and everything. Now I came to know. Before I don't know nothing and just
Right.
this Google doesn't teach that.
um, Google gives you everything in bits and pieces. It doesn't
Yeah.
gives you as a whole and educate you as a whole, like to make you understand what is what. But if you ask it individually, it's very good at it. It will give you everything. If you tell this is the error I'm facing, it will give you all the answers. Okay. So we'll go to angular.io. So as I said, Angular is a framework. It's not a container. Spring is a framework and a container. So we'll go to Angular and get started. Okay, before I show you on this, there is something called as responsive. These are all web terminology. I'll show you what is responsive. So first is responsive. Okay, I'll go to this site itself, angular.io. You can see the desktop version of the site, correct? I will click on this restore. Just see the menus, feature, doc, resource, event, and block. And as I start reducing the width, the menus, now the search is search is coming near the blog, right? Once I reduce the width of the screen, width of the browser, just watch the menus. As soon as the search is going to hit the blog, it covered the G, the menus got away. They are gone, and it has come, no, it's gone. Those menus are not there. Let's push still now. You see the left side menus are also gone now.
Yeah, we can observe.
You can see, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll push more then. Let's see what's up. The text are all automatically coming down. Can you see?
But screen got stuck, I think.
Okay. The text Angular doc has come down. As
No,
I
your
push,
screen got. Yeah, now I can see. Yeah.
okay. So as I push much closer, this is the minimum I can do. The entire UI got rewritten automatically, depending
Yeah.
on the width.
Yeah.
This is called
Yeah.
responsive. I'll show it in a different way. This is one way. We go to inspect. There is something called as application. Not application. Here it is. Toggle device toolbar. Once you click this, the device toolbar will be different. This will come arrow. Here you can see responsive and all the mobile devices. So the same website, when I am going to see in iPhone 5 or SE, it will be like this. When I am going to see in iPhone 6, 7 or 8, it's going to be like this. Moto G4, iPad, let's say iPad, it's going to be like this. So one single, see, with this Pro, the menu came. When I'm going to see this website in a Pro, I'll be able to see the menu. But when I see in iPad, the menu will not be there. With Surface Duo, it is going to like this. So these are all the available mobile devices, and for each devices, how the website is going to behave. The responsive is the process of adjusting the UI to the device in which we are going to see. That is called responsive. These are all web terminology. So responsive is auto adjustment of the website.
Rajesh, just here we can see only the response, right?
Where
There is no term like started and response like that. usually it has to like two terms, right? Started, response.
Started
Just you
with
are no. Just I'm asking. Just you are telling response.
no,
The
not
term you are telling
response.
responsive.
Responsive.
Okay,
Responsive.
responsive. Okay.
In the drop down, you see the first responsive.
Okay.
Responsive means if I ask you whether the website is responsive, which means I am asking you, will it automatically adjust itself depending on the devices? That is what responsive means. You tell me, no, the website is not responsive, which
Okay.
means
Okay.
no. If you see in different mobile, the website will not adjust automatically. It is going to look same as it is going to see in the desktop. Okay, that is what responsive is.
Okay.
And the responsive is the process of automatically rewriting, automatically adjusting the UI, user interface of the application, depending on the devices which we are seeing. That is what responsive is. And this will not come automatically. We have to write the code. How we write the code? We write in CSS. For every device resolution, we write one CSS. We tell if the resolution is Galaxy, then don't show the navigation left side. Don't show the top menu. If the device is iPad Pro, show this one. Show the left menu. So this is called responsive. We write it in CSS, which is something I wanted to show because nowadays responsives are very like popular. Every website comes by default responsive. You take any website, it will automatically adjust. If you take a non-responsive website, it will not adjust. It's going to retain same. Okay. Now introduction. Let's not go there. Let's directly go into the hello world as we did in the Java application. What it is said, setup. Try it, adding navigation. No, I'll go to setup. First is prerequisites. JavaScript knowledge, HTML knowledge, and CSS. Yes, you know how to write one JavaScript function. That's all it's needed. Function and name. HTML, you know, like 4 or 5 tags, button tag, input tag, HTML tag. CSS, you know how to give a color. That's all. Only if you have knowledge of only these three, that's all. TypeScript is helpful but not required.
Rajesh, this responsive is called the Angular. That's what you were telling.
No. That's different.
Okay.
That is totally different from what we are going to see. There is something called as responsive in the web terminology. So I wanted you to know. I will link that with the Angular later, but it has no connection with the Angular for now.
Okay.
So to install Angular on your system, you need the following. Node.js, so which I have already installed. If I go to command prompt and I give node --- version, node is an exe. I have installed 13.4.0. So node is an exe. If we go to this node website, they have given. So here it is. Downloads. If I go to downloads, 14.16. I installed 13.14 long back, maybe a month back, I think. So this you have to download depending on your browser, and it's an exe, Windows 32 or 64, and you install it. Once you install, go to a command prompt and you give node-v, you should see the version number. That is the first step. To install Angular, you need the following Node.js. So I have installed. Next step is npm package manager. Angular depends on npm package. To download and install package, you need the npm manager, but it is installed with Node.js by default. So we don't need to install it. You have to just check whether Notepad npm is installed. It comes default with Node. So npm -v Notepad. package manager. NPM is the package manager. That is how we take out all the take out all the libraries we need. In Java, we use the Jakarta.api, right? Same way, here also we'll use files from third-party vendor so that we don't create everything. In .NET, we use DLL. So all the languages are same only. Just you have to know. In Java, we used jar file, Jakarta.jar, because they provided all the inbuilt methods. In .NET, this is called DLL. This will have the maybe Jakarta.dll. They'll have everything inside. Here in Angular, it is called NPM. We have the node modules. That's all. The concept is same. Now let's go into that and install the Angular CLI. You use the Angular CLI to create, okay, these theories are okay. We'll come back later. npm install -g at Angular CLI. G is global. Once you install this, you have to check whether it is installed. ng version. I have installed 11.2, I guess. Okay, 11.2.7 Angular CLI, 11. Node is 13.4. It gives default. These are all installed. So this is good. Now what they are telling, you create a workspace and the initial application. We go to a folder and we run the starter application. So ng new my app. So I have my folder ready. I have one empty folder. I'll open up command prompt in this folder. And what is the command they have given? Ng new my app. So ng, which means Angular, create a new application. The name of the application is going to be my app. I'll give rs app. Okay. Now this will fetch from the internet and download all the required libraries. We can go to the folder now. You see here the folders will be created now. Refresh. Okay, what is it asking? Do you want to enforce stricter type checking and stricter bundle budget in the workspace? The settings into stricter type checking and stricter bundle. I'll give yes. We'll come back on all these later. First, let's have our application running. Do you want to add Angular routing? I'll give yes. And which style you want to use? I will give CSS. See here it is creating all these files. It is downloading. Already the project is there. So these many inbuilt files came up. These are all the framework files. This is what I was telling. As a framework, when we run, all these came up, right? These are all pre-configured. This will not have the business logic, but using this, we can write our own business logic. Installing packages, still it is going on. SRC, all these came. Let's wait for a few minutes. In the meantime, did I mention about Sublime Editor in one of the classes? Sublime Edit is a editor using which you can write during CSS class and HTML class I mentioned this. I downloaded and I showed you. Let me open up the Sublime editor, Sublime text. So yeah, this is what we did that day. Open folder, and I'm going to do this folder so that I can open this in Sublime. Select folder, so I can see the same directory structure in Sublime now. Let's wait for this to finish. So what they have said, after this is done, the command prompts you for information, accept the default. Okay, now we have to just go and run using the command ng serve --open. We'll do that.
Rajesh, what is our end goal here? What we're going to try to achieve?
End goal is to create a website.
Okay, just responsive like the website, right?
No. Don't think responsive. Responsive was something which I'll come back later on the responsive. Now, for now, you forget the responsive. We are just going to build a website. We already built the website using JSP, right?
Mm-hmm.
JSP, we create an user interface page as
Yes.
welcome.jsp, calculator.jsp. That is one way of creating the JSP through Java. This is another way of creating the same UI without using Java.
Okay.
That's what we are going to do. And this is more popular nowadays. Everyone are using only this. This evolved from JSP. The reason I'll tell you. I'll show you why this is better than the JSP. I'll demonstrate and show you. Why is it taking so much time? I think my internet is having some issue today. Usually it finishes fast. Maybe I should have done this before the class. Let's wait for some time. Before that, I will show. So this is the end goal. When we run that structure, we will be getting this website. Earlier, we used localhost 8080 when we started the Spring Boot, and we got the UI page. The first step, what we did, we didn't have a UI. We were writing in terminal when we used the core Java. Later, we progressed. We wrote something in JSP where we can see it in a browser. Now, third step, we are leaving the Java and we are writing the UI alone separately. Why it won't take? Okay, something is happening. Node modules is getting installed. Okay, here it is. So these are the files from the framework. 830 folders so far. If we have to write all these folders, we cannot complete the project, right? These are all provided default by the framework. 884, 88 is still happening. Okay. Now this is the end goal. Let us this about this website. I'll tell you. This is maintained by Google. You can see the the complete examples here. You have the version numbers here. You can see the documentation by going to this link. You will have all the resources, study material and resources. So you have the features, you have the events and blogs. And one other website is there, which is from the Google, which is Material Design. If you are using Android phone, all the user interface you see in Android is a material design. The lightweight design you see, right? The switch, the buttons, all those are generated using material design. The normal HTML button will be a rough button, not a smooth button. We used Bootstrap to make the button look blue color. Do you remember? Yes or no? Hello.
Yeah, Rajesh,
Okay.
I'm remembering.
You are trying to recollect. No problem. So in HTML page, we did a calculator program, right? In
Yes.
JSP.
Uh-huh.
That time the button was, when I gave just button, it was white button. So we went to Bootstrap and I asked you what theme you want. Someone said as
Yeah, blue, something
blue
like that.
color, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I don't remember that. But when we copied and pasted, the button became a nice button with the blue colors.
Yes.
That is why do we go for that? Because the raw UI, user interface from HTML is not good. It is very plain. So to make the UI more user friendly and to give a wow factor, this material design, the Bootstrap came, and that's why the material design also came. When you open up your Android phone and you see all these are material design. You see a button, you see, let's take one example. You see, I guess my internet is problem today. Gestures. So this is also a project from Google, material design. So this is what they use in the Android. So like swipe gestures and icons, whatever you see in your Android phone, it is called material design layout. That 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 terminology is called material design layout. And the extension of this material is Angular team joined with the material design team, and they provided one more UI. Now, even I understand it might be Greek and Latin for you, but just bear with it and try to put the things to your brain. So later, when we start joining the things, you'll understand. Even if you don't understand now, don't worry. Just add to your brain that there is something as material design and there is something as Angular material. 1300. So what you asked me, right? Why are we doing this? So what was happening so far? I'll show with one picture. This is the core Java. Core Java main application. Okay. How can you interact with the core Java main application? Yes. How can
You are
you?
asking us.
Yes, yes, yes.
For core Java main application,
How can you interact? Means how can you give input? How can you see the output?
just you are telling the console or this dot in or
Console.
this dot out. Okay.
Console. So you can give input through the console and you can see the output through the console. That is the way to interact with the core Java application. Now, always interacting with console is not a good way. As a user, what you want to either log into your mobile and speak with the application or through the browser. So what we did, we want to get rid of this console and we came up with one beautiful page which is developed in either HTML or JSP. So this section, instead of console, order send to back. Okay. In here, instead of console, we instead of that we build a JSP to interact. But core Java cannot interact with the JSP. That was a drawback. Core Java can only interact with the console. So there we needed an intermediate person who can transfer from JSP to the core Java, and that guy was called as advanced Java or servlets. So this guy will speak with the servlets, and servlets will speak with the core Java, and core Java used to reply back. This guy used to reply back to the JSP. Correct?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay. Now, what was the drawback? Core Java, he was powerful. He can survive individually, but this guy cannot survive individually. He needed a container. So he was searching for a container. He cannot run on its own.
By
But
himself. Yeah.
Core Java, you can run on its own. Just hit on that run, and it used to run. But this guy needed a container. We call that as Tomcat container.
Okay.
We use the Tomcat container. That is why Tomcat came in. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just doing a recap in a different way so you understand it. It is still not done. Maybe we have to then. I thought I can show it. Let's see. Okay. So core Java was able to run individually. So he didn't search for anyone else, but this guy cannot run. So he searched for a container. Later, these two structure, these 1, 2, and the JSP. So the container was still here, the JSP. So these three was combined by a person who came later, and he said, why do you need all three separately? I'll give it together. And he called himself as
Spring framework.
Spring and Spring Boot. Okay. Spring and Spring Boot. It is not visible actually. Okay, so
Or you can minimize that minimizing this control minus like that, and then you can draw it.
I'll try. Okay. So this guy said I have the Tomcat, I'll have the servlets, I'll have the JSP, and you can like use a single person for doing everything. So far we saw. Now there was one more guy who came who said, okay, why do you want to have this JSP within you? Which means a Java developer has to write the JSP. I am not interested in Java. I want to write the UI. Someone else take care of the Java business logic. Why do you need to have it yourself? So one guy came and he called himself as a web
Angular.
frameworks. He called himself as a web frameworks. All the web framework which we saw other day, React, JS, Angular, Laravel. Actually, Laravel is a PHP framework. So we have a web part of it. So web framework's main purpose was I will be focusing only on the user interface layer. I will not focus on the business logic or server or how it is hosted, all those things. You take care of all those things. That is what the web framework came. So web framework came as a replacement of JSP. So why are we going with Angular? So you can write the user interface layer alone separately, and this will talk with the container. The container is going to talk with the core Java. Core Java will return back here, and this will return back to the web framework. This section would be eliminated. Do you understand the bigger picture? What happened?
Yes.
We saw 1000. Okay, it's moving inside now. Earlier it was inside staging. Now everything is moving inside. Okay. At least it's going to finish. Oh, okay. Do you understand this? Hello. Am I audible?